Overnight, markets and governments stayed focused on the Middle East and the risk of a sustained energy shock. Oil prices jumped after Donald Trump's latest remarks reduced expectations of a quick end to the U.S.-Israel conflict with Iran, reviving fears of disruption through the Strait of Hormuz. Australia joined urgent international talks on reopening and securing the strait, with military planners set to meet after a virtual ministerial involving around 40 countries, including Foreign Minister Penny Wong. SBS reports tensions around Hormuz could linger for months, even if active fighting eases, keeping pressure on shipping, insurance costs and fuel supply chains. The conflict is also feeding into broader economic stress. The Financial Times notes a widening global wave of energy rationing in some countries as governments try to curb demand amid constrained supply. In Iran, the BBC reports the country's two largest steel plants have shut down due to strikes, a development that could further weaken industrial output. Al Jazeera reports a U.S.-Israeli strike hit a newly opened bridge near Tehran, killing 2, and Argentina has expelled an Iranian diplomat amid a rift after Buenos Aires blacklisted the URC. In U.S. politics, President Trump has fired Attorney General Pam Bondi, according to ABC, SMH, Al Jazeera and the Financial Times. U.S. media reporting cited frustration over her performance, including handling of the Epstein files. The move adds to uncertainty around U.S. institutional stability and policy direction at a time when markets are already sensitive to geopolitical risk. On the technological front, NASA has launched Artemis Roman 2, SBS reports, marking the first crewed moon mission in decades and a significant milestone in the broader technological revolution in space systems, advanced manufacturing and high reliability computing. Turning to Australia, the immediate economic story remains fuel and cost of living pressure linked to global oil risk. The Conversation argues a future plan on fuel should be central to the Albanese government's reform agenda, and separately reports fuel prices are accelerating interest in electric vehicles, with second-hand EV demand rising. That shift has implications for infrastructure planning, fleet procurement and the Australian Public Service's own transition to lower emissions transport and energy resilience. On artificial intelligence, debate is sharpening around how fast Australia should move and what guardrails are needed. The Guardian reports commentary urging progressives to hit the brakes as AI adoption accelerates, noting Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei's visit to Canberra and the company signing on to the government's new data center principles. The material development here is the policy signal. Canberra is actively courting major AI firms while trying to set baseline expectations for data center build-out, energy use and governance. In domestic policy and politics, the Conversation assesses the government's newly announced gambling reforms as cautious and limited in likely harm reduction, suggesting the package is designed to be politically manageable rather than transformative. Separately, the Guardian's reporting and commentary focus on the Prime Minister's rare national address and the ongoing argument about how closely Australia should align with Trump-era U.S. decisions, particularly in the context of the Iran conflict. Finally, a public health update. ABC reports new evidence that occasional heavy drinking 4 or more drinks in a session may significantly increase liver damage risk for many adults, even without frequent drinking, a finding likely to feed into future health messaging and prevention campaigns.